From the day I took office, I've been told that addressing our larger challenges is too ambitious. Such an effort would be too contentious. I've been told that our political system is too gridlocked and that we should just put things on hold for a while. For those who make these claims, I have one simple question. How long should we wait? How long should America put its future on hold?
Very good.
Yeah, so I'll be in touch helping with the fundraiser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And
What time we go?
this is the piece. I'll give you an extra copy. Was in yesterday's paper. I was on the panel with Jared and Lenny Goldberg, and a lot of it was about taxes. And then the quote Lakoff initiative unquote comes up in the piece, and there's discourse.
I would like to
Jerry
see that.
Brown's position came up in the piece. So
Okay, great. I'd like
Yeah.
to take a look at this.
yeah.
Fantastic.
This is, as you know, what passes for daily journalism in Marin County. So
Yeah, well, that's how it is.
that's it.
Look, what passes for journalism in most of the country.
Yeah, really. I guess it's Martin Luther King Jr. talked about what he called the madness of militarism and the toll it takes on the people who were sent off to kill and be killed, those who were suffering under the bombs and with the troops occupying and waging war, and also here at home, as he put it, the bombs that explode in Vietnam also explode here at home. And 40 years later, I think we can say that the bombs that explode in Iraq and Afghanistan, where the war is now escalating, also are detonated here at home in terms of the veterans who return shattered in body at times and spirit and post-traumatic stress, and also the economic toll here at home. If you go to the website of the National Priorities Project, you can cost out in economic terms, in financial costs, what this war in Iraq and Afghanistan is doing to us. Both wars have been bleeding this country in terms of the lifeblood of economic sustenance. In the last 8 years, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have been massively financed by you and me, by the taxpayers. The reality is that from 2001 to the present day, the wars in Afghanistan and then as well Iraq have been financed by the taxpayers in California to the tune of $132 billion. That means that the taxpayers living inside the state of California have sent $132 billion to the IRS that then have gone directly to help pay for those wars. And when you cost it out, you see in Sonoma County, we're now hitting the $2 billion mark. Taxpayers in Sonoma County paying for those wars to the tune of $2 billion. In Santa Rosa, you have the taxpayers have sent $619 million for those two wars. Where's our health care, education, housing, green jobs, transportation? We're in a huge financial ditch. I don't need to stress the point. It's apparent to anybody who is trying to survive in the society, to take care of their families, and yet this waste of financial resources on wars that should never have been launched and should not be fought is a constant reality of what can be called the warfare state. So whether you live in Sonoma County or anywhere else, those are some of the costs of war, and I think it's important that as the escalation of the war in Afghanistan continues, that progressive Democrats work to change the policies. You know, in November of 2009, the California Democratic Party adopted a resolution making it the official position of the largest Democratic state party in the country that we want withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan and an end to the air war there. That is a 180 different position, 180 degrees different position from that of the White House. And so we have a challenge to do the political work that does two things simultaneously: defeat Republicans at every level of elections and government, and at the same time turn the Democratic Party in a progressive direction. And as I said in my talk tonight, we know how to walk and chew gum at the same time. We realize that these are dilemmas that are involved for Democrats, but we have a history. Senator Wayne Moore, Senator Ernest Greening, two Democrats who voted against the Gulf of Tonkin resolution that was being pushed by the Democrat in the White House, Lyndon Johnson. We have examples of Well, for instance, Eugene McCarthy, Robert Kennedy, who challenged a sitting Democratic president because a war was wrong. And we have examples such as Barbara Lee, who spoke out when the whole rest of the party in Congress was going lockstep for the blank check for war that was passed on Capitol Hill 3 days after 9/11. So I would never say this is easy. There's a conformity that many people find compelling. You're in the party, then supposedly you're supposed to just go with the program that comes from the man in the Oval Office if he's of the same party. But I think we do have a proud tradition as Democrats to advocate for peace and social justice, for equity, for environmental protection, for health care for all. And that's a battle we've got to fight.